Player 1, selected. Player 2, selected. Player 3, selected.
Game on! I represent Newton's first law, which is inertia. Newton's first law is where an object at rest will stay at rest, and an object in motion will stay in motion, unless a greater force is in effect. This law is important because if Newton didn't come up with this law, no one would know why things would stop moving, and they would have probably some random idea of how. For example, like when I throw the ball down the lane and it hits the pins in the back wall, the ball will stop because the wall is a greater force in effect. If the wall wasn't there, the ball will keep on moving until eventually friction will stop the ball.
I represent Newton's second law, which is force. Newton's second law can also be explained as acceleration produced when a force acts upon mass. The greater the mass of an object, the greater the amount of force needed to accelerate the ball. Newton's second law is very important because it shows the relationship between force and motion. A good example of Newton's second law is when the bowling ball hits the pins. The ball will exert force when it hits the pins because of the mass and acceleration that the ball has.
Okay, so I represent Newton's third law, which is action and reaction. Newton's third law is that every action has an equal opposite reaction. The impact of the ball on the ground is going back into the ball, causing it to go back up. Knowing that every action has an equal opposite reaction can help us understand the physics behind everything, such as a ball bouncing, as seen in the video, maybe a raindrop splashing, or a spoon landing on jello. These visual examples are literally showing Newton's third law. This knowledge may seem useless, but it can help people expect the reactions of certain projects and jobs. Like a wrecking ball hitting a building. You'd have to know that if the wrecking ball's mass is too low, the ball will bounce off the surface of the target, or will have a lot of resistance to destroy the wall.
Newton's laws are very important because they tie into almost everything we see in everyday life. Newton's laws speak very generally of all forces, but to use them for any specific problem, you have to actually know all the forces involved, like gravity, friction, and tension.
Thank you.
Newton's first law, which is inertia. Newton's first law is where an object in motion.
That's Newton's second law. How's it going? Yeah, maybe. You didn't fall that time.